soccer fans, AFC Ann Arbor is live and on the air. We are here. Welcome to Pioneer High School's Hollway Field for this USLW match between your AFC Ann Arbor Mighty Oak and the Michiana Lions. Today's match is presented by Bank of Ann Arbor. Bank of Ann Arbor has been the title sponsor of the club since the first season. It was Bank of Ann Arbor's increased investment that allowed the club to expand with the addition of the women's team in 2019. Thanks to their continued support, both our women's and men's team receive equitable support across all facets of the organization. Thank you to Bank of Ann Arbor for all you do for our club and all of Washtenaw County. As the founding club of the Anti-Racist Soccer Club Coalition, AFC Ann Arbor is leading the efforts to combat racism in our sport and in our community. Visit antiracist.soccerclub.com to read the club's entire 10-point plan and learn more about the coalition, which includes members such as Oakland Roots, Vermont Green FC, and Lansing Commons FC. With initiatives like the CLR Academy, a free youth sports sampling program promoting holistic and healthy living run by AFC Ann Arbor players, along with athletes from the University of Michigan and Eastern Michigan University. CLR Academy was created in partnership with Washtenaws My Brother's Keeper to better serve the black and brown children across Washtenaw County. We are live here at Hollway Field for the last game of this weekend, as it's been 3 games in just 5 short days. We had a game Wednesday, a game yesterday, which was a fantastic battle as the men's squad took out the top of the table, Midwest United, with a fantastic win, and hoping the women's squad can sweep the weekend today versus Michiana. If we take a look, the next home game is actually in 2 weeks. So exactly 2 weeks from today is going to be the next home game. It's going to be the women's squad again, as they will host Detroit City FC. That is going to be a 3 o'clock game again here at Hollway Field. So make sure to come on out. The remaining games for this women's squad, I left today on there because we haven't played that yet, but we just have 4 games remaining, including today. So you have today's match starting at 3. Then they're on the road June 22nd. That will be Saturday at Cleveland. That's a 2 o'clock game if you want to travel over to Ohio and cheer on the team. Then Friday the 28th, they're going to be at Flint City AFC. That's a 7 p.m. game. And then their final match of this season, June 30th, that's going to be Sunday, as they will host Detroit City FC here at Hollway Field at 3 o'clock. Let's take a look at how the standings are going currently, as we see Detroit City is up at the top, as they have played 8 matches. They have 6 wins, no losses, 2 draws, 20 points, and 2.5 points per match. Kalamazoo in the number 2 spot. They've played 9 matches, 5 wins, 2 losses, 2 draws, 17 points, and 1.8 points per match. Midwest United is in the number 3 spot in the Great Lakes Division. 8 games played, 5 wins, 3 losses, no draws, 15 points, and 1.8 per match. Taking a look, Flint City AFC is in the number 4 spot. They've played 7 games, 4 wins, 3 losses, no draws, 12 points, and 1.7 points per match. Ann Arbor is in the 5th spot. They've played 8 matches, 3 wins, 4 losses, 1 draw, and currently those 4 losses have been the last 4 games. 10 points and 1.2 points per match. Cleveland is in the number 6 spot. They've played 7 matches, 1 win, 5 losses, 1 draw, 4 points, and 0.5 points per match. And Michiana has played 7 matches as well. They have lost all 7 matches, so no wins, 7 losses, no draws, no points per match. But of course, they're going to come in, and Michiana, seeing the 4-game losing streak that AFC Ann Arbor's on, they're desperate to get their first win of the season. AFC Ann Arbor would really love to get this losing streak snapped and get back on the winning ways and try and get back going on the season. So that's perfect. We can, excellent. So let's talk a little bit about the schedule that these 2 teams have gone through, as I'll pull that up here. Taking a look at Ann Arbor, Again, they started off with a draw back on May 12th, 1-1 draw versus Kalamazoo. They had a 1-0 win versus Kalamazoo. That was on the 19th. Then they hosted Cleveland here at Hollway Field. That was a 3-1 win. And then they were at Michiana back on the 29th of May. That was a 3-1 win by Ann Arbor as well. So they started off great with 1 draw and then 3 wins. Then on June 2nd, they had a very tight 1-0 loss versus Midwest United. They then went on the road. That was here at Hollway Field on the 2nd. On the 6th of this month, they visited Midwest United, and that a little bit more slanted result. Midwest United won that one 4-1. They then on the 8th went over to play Detroit City at Detroit City. That was a 4-1 win by Detroit. And then hosting here on last Wednesday, they hosted Flint City AFC, and that was a 1-0 win by Flint City. In that game, the 1-0 game, let's pull up the details on that. Let's take a look at our action history. No action to report except for substitutions for Ann Arbor. As far as Petrowski took a yellow card for Flint City in the 57th minute, and then Giattino put in the game-winning goal in the 78th minute for Flint City. Taking a look at the Michiana Lions. In their matches, they started off with a 3-0 loss to Kalamazoo, hosting Kalamazoo back on May 16th. On May 19th, they went to Midwest United. Midwest United beat them 4-0. Then they went on the 23rd of May over to Detroit City. Detroit City beat them 5-0. They hosted on the 26th of May. They hosted Midwest United. They got their first goal of the season. That was a 5-1 win by Midwest United. We talked about the 3-1 win by AFC Ann Arbor. That on the 29th of May in Michiana. Then Cleveland got a clean sheet against them on June 5th. That was a 2-0 win by Cleveland. And then their last game was versus Flint City AFC as well. That was a 7-2 win by Flint City. The 2 goal scorers for Michiana in that game were Lurch scoring at the 4-minute mark, and then Robert scoring in the 49th minute. Claire took a yellow card in the 28th minute. Thomas took a yellow card in the 66th minute, but that was the only action there for Michiana. On the other side, for Flint City, it was Carter scoring in the 16th minute, Caldwell in the 31st minute. Caldwell got her second goal in the 36th minute. Giattino scored in the 45th minute. Carter scored again in the 50th minute. Rush scored in the 63rd minute, and then Carter got the hat trick in the 74th minute there. So that's a little bit about how these two teams have been going. Taking a look at the scoring leaders for both of these teams, it's Promoli for AFC Ann Arbor. She has 3 goals. Komori has 2 goals. Barra has 2 goals. 1 for Peterson, 1 for Pormonen, and 1 for Kopmeyer. Taking a look over at, so that's a total of 10 goals, or if you want to take a look at it, 60 trees created by the women's team. 3 from AFC Ann Arbor and 3 from DTE for each and every single goal this season donated to the Ann Arbor Parks. The Michiana Lions, Roberts has 2 goals, then Lurch has a goal and Thomas has a goal, so they have 4 goals on the season. Taking a look at our starters for AFC Ann Arbor, Prisbilla is going to be starting in front of the woodwork. It's going to be Eitzman wearing number 3, Promoli wearing number 6 starting, Pormone wearing number 7 starting, Komori wearing number 8 starting, Faug wearing number 11 starting, Molina wearing number 13 starting, Cahalan wearing number 14 starting, Barra wearing number 15 starting, Koch wearing number 16 started, and Lauka wearing number 17 starting. Your substitutes, Kate Brown wearing number 2, Peterson wearing number 5, Herrera wearing number 20, Soba wearing number 10, Aloni wearing number 12, and Ticazelli wearing number 19. as well as Holly Brown, your reserve keeper. Taking a look over on the other side at the Michiana Lions, Sibley wearing number 2 starting, Love wearing number 5 starting, Roberts wearing number 7 starting, Franco wearing number 8 starting, Lurch wearing number 9 starting, Thomas wearing number 10 starting, Vervink wearing number 12 starting, Burns wearing number 14 starting, Claire wearing number 15 starting, and La Cognata wearing number 20 starting, and Juarez looks like going to be starting in goal. The substitutes, Deaton wearing number 1, Lundry wearing number 4, Hernandez wearing number 6, Kennedy wearing number 16, and Lambden wearing number 22 are your subs. Taking a look, we do want to thank all the wonderful, amazing sponsors of AFC Ann Arbor. By the way, if you do buy a Kids Club membership, AFC Ann Arbor will donate $5 for each purchase to the PTO Council. Diaze is the official team apparel partner of AFC Ann Arbor. Check out the new 2024 jerseys available at the merch booth in youth, men's, and women's sizes. Wear the jersey the team wears. If you can't make it to a game, we only have today and then 3 home games left after this. So if you can't make it to a game, go to afcannarbor.com and you can buy those jerseys and have them shipped to you. 3N1 Fitness is the fitness partner of AFC Ann Arbor. Check out 3N1 Fitness on South Industrial next to Revel and Roll. Train where the team trains. Check them out at 3N1Fit.com. Bank of Ann Arbor, the title sponsor of AFC Ann Arbor. We want to thank Bank of Ann Arbor for their continued support. Bank of Ann Arbor can help. Wakefield Properties, the housing partner of AFC Ann Arbor. We thank Wakefield Properties for 9 years of support, housing the visiting players of AFC Ann Arbor. If you watched yesterday, you got to see a little bit of where both Lima and Dos Santos live, as Lima did a takeover of the feed, and he showed what he, when he woke up, what he ate for breakfast, all that pregame ritual there. So if you're ever curious about what goes on in the life of a AFC Ann Arbor footballer, certainly go in and check that out. I know it was on the Facebook feed. I would assume it was on Twitter as well, but check that out. We want to thank the Ann Arbor District Library for their incredible support of the Mighty Oak and for all they do for the Ann Arbor community. Units Moving and Storage, the official storage partner of AFC Ann Arbor. Call Units Moving and Storage for your storage pods and moving needs. Visit unitstorage.com. Destination Ann Arbor, the Ann Arbor Sports Commission, Destination Ann Arbor, and the Ann Arbor Sports Commission, tourism partner of AFC Ann Arbor. Destination Ann Arbor supports our vibrant community by promoting Ann Arbor as a destination of choice for travelers. Check them out at annarbor.org. Soccer Shots, they're the youth training partner of AFC Ann Arbor. If you come to a game, visit the kids' play area hosted by our friends from Soccer Shots. Ann Arbor with Kids, your go-to source for Ann Arbor family fun. Find fun activities, events, deals, and more family fun at AnnArborWithKids.com. Before yesterday's game, there were 19 trees that had been earned thus far, and then with yesterday's game, we added a number more trees out there. I believe that was 3 more trees out there, so that would be 18 more trees added to that total. It was 114 before that. So if I do some quick math, 132 trees earned thus far, and we're hoping to earn a few more today. Again, every AFC Ann Arbor goal results in 3 trees being donated by AFC Ann Arbor to the Ann Arbor Park System, and then DTE will match those donations, and they are donating 3 trees as well. So 6 trees donated to the Ann Arbor Parks on this bicentennial for every single goal that AFC Ann Arbor makes. As folks are coming in, we have about a minute 16 before we get going. The officials are set up just outside the locker rooms in their red tops as folks are filing in. Game time temperature 82 degrees out today. Just a couple wispy clouds up in the sky. Otherwise, blue skies here. Good breeze keeping the fans cool. Still got a little bit of time if you want to come down to the match and check this out. We'd love to see you here. As everyone looking to get set as the team heads out of the locker room over on the left-hand side as we're about to get our walkout for these squads. AFC and Arbor is in their home white kits with the Bank of Ann Arbor title sponsor logo on the front, a light and dark blue stripe down the front, numbers in dark blue on the back, light blue shorts and light blue socks. Michiana, I believe they are wearing their kits already, and they are in all black kits, black tops, black shorts, black socks, numbers in white on the back of the kits. And looking to see if I can catch who the sponsor is on the front, but everyone happens to be walking the opposite way of me. Here we go. They just have the Michiana Lions logo on the front of their kits. So Michiana getting lined up, and we are about to have our walkout from both teams. Washtenaw Dairy here providing a little fantastic ice cream here. I believe they had a special flavor, the malted oak, kind of like a malted milk Whoppers kind of ice cream out there. And here comes the walkout. Let's turn things over so you can hear the music and then our public address announcer.
Walking out with the players today are our friends from Soccer Shots. We'd also like to welcome to the game our guests from the Sharon Valley Humane Society. Here are tonight's starters for Michiana Lions. Number 2, Alyssa Sibley. Number 5, Jordan Love. Number 7, Susanna Roberts. Number 8, Julia Franco. Number 9, Audrey Lurch. Number 10, Lena Thomas. Number 12, Aubrey Burbank. Number 14, Riley Burns. Number 15, Evie Claire. Number 20, Maya Lapinato, and in goal, number 78, Janai Juarez. The coaches from the Michiana Lions are Julio De La Cruz, Jonathan Hoover, Eric Castro, and Chef Cor Castro. Now, let's meet the starting 11 for your Mighty Oak. Ladies and gentlemen, please your Mighty 11. Number 3, Emily Eichmann. Number 6, Kiara Bramley. Number 7, Vivian Morones. Number 8, Ami Komori. Number 11, Katie Bo. 13, Ali Melina. Number 14, Black Kahalan. Number 15, Lena Parra. Number 16, Laura Coat. Number 1, Rebecca Briscoe. Number 4, Victor
here's the starting lineup for both of these squads as the Michiana Lions go through and give a little fist bumps to the officials. We want to thank the wonderful folks at Soccer Shots for having 4 adorable young future soccer players out there with the squad. AFC and Arbor fist bumping the officials. Captains will talk to the officials, then we'll get a picture of the Mighty 11 before we get going here. Quadruple zeros up on the clock. Both of these squads looking to snap some losing streaks. AFC and Arbor would love to get things right at home, get back on the winning ways. Michiana desperate to get that first win of the season. So they get a photo of the officials talking to both captains. Warm day today, but nothing like it's supposed to be starting off tomorrow. We're supposed to get into the bake zone in the 90s. So summer truly asserting itself here in Michigan, but we got a nice breeze today. If you're worried about it, you can find a little bit of seating in the shadow of the press box if you're coming on down. A couple folks with some umbrellas to try and beat the heat and the sun. Main Street Hooligans getting themselves set up. They have all their scarves lined up, their drum out there, and they're ready to start to try and get this team all fired up and ready to go to get a big win versus the Michiana Lions. Your Mighty Oak gathered around their coaching staff across the way. Michiana Lions huddled up just on their own side of the middle third. So you have 2 weeks between home games now, as the women's squad will be back in action exactly a week from today. That will be their last home game. So if you want to see this women's squad live, come out today if you have not yet, or 2 weeks from today on the 30th, when they'll be taking on Detroit City FC. Again, after today, only 3 more home games left. Make sure you get out, you see this team if at all possible. We'll have the broadcast for you on demand or live. You can find that obviously on the Sports Engine Play, but also on arborbroadcasting.com, on our and AFC and Arbor's Twitter feed, on our Facebook, as well as our YouTube channel for Arbor Broadcasting. So we are super privileged to do our best to bring you this team in action. Our 3rd season working with the team, and we could not be happier. And looking for a big sweep of the weekend. The men's team had a great win yesterday versus Midwest United. Fired all the way down over on the far side. Komori trying to get to it. Komori over to Promoli. Promoli has that knocked away. Coming up the other direction. Here comes Roberts. Roberts, leader with 2 goals for this Michiana team. And chipped over towards the middle. Taken away by Komori. Komori moves it all the way back over onto the near wing. Tipped over by Eitzman. Grab. Now fired all the way across by Koch. Picked up down the far wing. Trying to send it ahead. Promoli gets it over on that far wing. Racing ahead. Trying to get through traffic. Back there is Pormonen. That ball knocked down. Chipped over across the way. Over to Sibley. Sibley launches it ahead. Coming down the far touchline. Stolen away. Here comes Ann Arbor. Over to Faug. That's sent right back over to the defensive group for Ann Arbor. Fired all the way ahead, coming down the near wing, picked up by Barra. Barra coming into the 18. That knocked away all the way down and out. Almost out the near touchline. Now pulling it ahead, firing it across is Kennedy. So Kennedy not on the starters that we had, number 16, but out there. So must have been a little bit of a change to the starting lineup that we were not aware of, as Eitzman the throw in that headed and out the end line. That's going to be a goal kick, as Juarez gets the ball set, now moves it right over to Sibley. Sibley on the near wing, back to Juarez in the 18. Juarez here in the 2nd minute. Scoreless so far. Juarez chips it over onto the far wing. Brought ahead down the far wing. That fired ahead over there by Thomas. Picked up. Out the far touchline. Michiana with the throw in there. Trying to head it back up Roberts. That ball all the way back. Foul. Gets over to Eitzman. Eitzman trying to avoid traffic. Gets it right back to Foul. Coming up the near touchline. Foul. Over to Eitzman. Eitzman racing into the attacking third. Trying to get it over to Berra. Berra coming in and offside the call. Oh, not by much, but Berra just a touch offside. Stops a brilliant attack there. Here in the 3rd minute. That ball set up for Michiana. Sibley moves it over. Sidley, pressure coming from Berra. Gets it all the way across as that fired across by Thomas. Picked up down the far touchline. Sent right back over to Thomas. Thomas, Berra providing pressure. And sent ahead. Tipped down, trying to grab it back over there is Burns. Ball played back, tipped over on the far touchline. Ball all the way back over. Now trying to bring it ahead is Koch. Koch gets it into the middle third. Stolen away. Headed the other direction. And that's fired all the way back down by a number 3 who I don't have on my roster. Ball set. Trying to fire it across. And moved over by La Cagnato. Ball up as Foul gets it over to Berra. Berra on the near touchline. That knocked out by Sibley. Throwing on the near touchline by Eitzman. Eitzman has it just on our own side of the middle third. Eitzman lofts it all the way down. That popped up, headed up over there by Michiana. Roberts racing over to get it. Roberts right through midfield, now coming ahead. Here comes Permoli. Permoli trying to get through traffic. That went right off of the back of Pormonen's boot, headed the other direction. Here comes Michiana trying to move it ahead. That fired away from Burns all the way back, and that right on the edge of the middle third. Vaug trying to get to it. That lifted back by Sibley into the middle third. Working over to get it is Kennedy. Ball all the way back. And grab by Thomas. Thomas down over on the far touchline, up the middle third, fired, tipped back by Ann Arbor, racing over to get it. Kumori dispossessed by Roberts. Roberts on that far touchline. Roberts chips it over to Sibley. Sibley in the center of the pitch, moves it over onto the near wing. Michiana has it there. Michiana stops, fires it all the way back to Juarez. Juarez in her 18. Now Juarez moves it over onto the far wing. Gathered up there, fed ahead, as that's Thomas who's moving it out. Back over to Thomas. Thomas on the far side of the pitch, trying to avoid pressure by Kumori. And sent right back deep into the attacking third, headed into the middle third as Cahalan trying to get it over to Permoli. That knocked away by Lurch. Still battling on the far touchline. Rocketed all the way back, picked up by Koch. Koch has it just on her own side of the middle third. Koch arcs it down the pitch, trying to get to Berra. Berra moves it back over to Kamori. Now Fauk has it on the near touchline. Fauk feeds it right back over to Eitzman. Eitzman up the near side of the pitch. That fired ahead. Now picked up by Kamori. Kamori moves it down. Fauk trying to move it over to Berra, but that's sent up high. Played down off the body by Kennedy. Now Berra chips it back over to Kamori. Kamori trying to get around pressure from Franco. That ball pulled away. Grabbed by Verving. Sent back. Moved over onto the far side by Thomas. Gathered up there. Fed ahead. Here comes La Cagnato. La Cagnato moves it back over to Sibley. Sibley. And over onto the far side of the pitch. Moved right back over to Sibley. Sibley trying to get that as that's knocked away by Berra. Coming in. Here comes Ann Arbor as that's moved back to Cahalan. Cahalan trying to get it into the attacking third. Moved over, coming ahead with it. Trying to race in with it is Pormona as there is a collision. Ramona ended up down on the pitch and a whistle, and that is going to be a foul. That should be a free kick for Ann Arbor inside the attacking third. So good opportunity here for Ann Arbor. Promoli gets herself set just about 9 yards inside the attacking third over on that far side of the pitch. Everyone ready to go. Juarez sets in the mouth of the goal. Promoli leans over. Right foot into it, chips it into 18, headed up and headed back down over onto the far wing by Michiana. Knocked down, trying to feed it over by Promonin. Is that up and in, and it's a goal! AFC Ann Arbor opens up the scoring here in the 8th minute. Goal by your Mighty Oak, and that's 3 trees by AFC Ann Arbor and 3 trees by DTE going to the Ann Arbor Parks. Permonen gets that first goal in the 8th minute. As Michiana moves it over, grabbed over onto the near wing, bringing it up is Sibley, 1-0. Ann Arbor with the lead. Here comes Promoli. Promoli into the attacking third. Promoli over to Barra. Barra into the 18. Barra puts it in and a goal! Barra scores for AFC Ann Arbor, and 2 goals in less than a minute here in the 9th minute. It is Barra for the score, and it's 2-0 AFC Ann Arbor. I did not catch the number on the assist in the 9th minute. We'll try and catch that on the replay a little bit later and see if we can see who scored. It's an excellent job. As taking a look, that is the 3rd goal for Barra and the 2nd goal for Pormonen. As that pulled up, here comes Roberts. Roberts bringing it ahead. Roberts coming down the near wing. Roberts into the 18. Roberts trying to work her way over. Fired. Knocked and in as Michiana gets one back. Roberts puts it in as she broke away down the near wing. Valiant attempt to try and knock it out there, but it ends up going in, and it is 2-1 here in the 10th minute. It's a goal a minute here as Michiana gets the goal. Roberts now has 3 goals, leading all scorers. Everyone else has 1 goal. So 5 goals total for Michiana. Fired all the way ahead by Cahalan down on the far wing. Promoli trying to get to it, then sent all the way back into the defensive third. Koch has it now. Prisbilla launches it high up in the air. Played down back over there by Michiana. Roberts trying to get to it ahead. That tipped. Now launched all the way high. Back by Koch. And she gets that down into the middle third. Komori and Promoli trying to get to that. Barra gets it over to Komori. Komori racing into the attacking third. Oh, good defense back there. Sibley knocks it away. Sibley fires it down onto the far wing. And fed ahead back over there by Vervink. Now coming ahead with it, Thomas. Thomas all the way over onto the near wing. Picked up by Michiana down the near touchline and out the near touchline. That will be a throw-in by Eitzman. Eitzman on the near touchline. 2-1 here in the 11th minute. Already 3 goals as this weekend has been goal heavy, and we love it. Picked up and fired ahead by Kennedy. Now Roberts has it. She's dispossessed back there as that's launched all the way back. Excellent job by Koch. That ball right into the defensive third. Thomas has it back. Thomas feeds it over. Now Sibley coming over onto the far wing. Sibley arcs it down the pitch into the middle third. Popped up back over there by Molina. Played down on the far touchline by Lurch. Lurch feeds it back over to her defense. Sibley has it on the far wing. Sibley trying to get it ahead, is working on it. Lurch on the far side of the pitch. She heads towards the middle of the pitch. Now up the near wing. Michiana right on the near touchline, right over midfield. That launched ahead. Knocked down by Koch. Cahalan has it. Cahalan moves it over. That picked up, fired by Molina over onto the far wing. Sent right back over to Molina. Molina over to Koch on the near wing. Koch arcs it down into the middle third. Foul. Right back over to Cahalan. Cahalan on the near wing to Eitzman on the near touchline. Eitzman gets it right back into the middle third. That grab, Berra trying to get it over to Kamori right at midfield. Kamori bringing it ahead. Kamori ahead to Promoli. Promoli trying to get around traffic. That's popped right back into the middle third. Now arc down the near touchline and just out. That will be a throw-in by Michiana here in the 13th minute of the game, 2-1. We do want to thank Ann Arbor with Kids, your go-to source for Ann Arbor family fun. Find fun activities, events, deals, and more family fun at AnnArborWithKids.com. That ball all the way over onto the far wing. Battle for it there in the attacking third, sent on the touchline by La Cognato. Trying to pull it away, Michiana. Back over to Thomas. Thomas gets into the middle third. Thomas down. Michiana bringing it up the near touchline over midfield. Michiana fires it all the way back. Racing back to get it is Burns, but that plucked up by Prisbillo in the 18. Prisbillo over on the far wing, coming up Molina. Molina sends it all the way down on the far touchline as that's arced back ahead. Played down, Cahalan trying to get to it. Roberts on the far wing. Roberts down the far touchline, trying to arc it back. Grab, trying to bring it ahead as racing. Here comes Promonin. Back over to Cahalan. Cahalan in the center of the pitch, over to Falk. Falk sends it over onto the near wing to Eitzman. Eitzman back over to Koch. Koch in her own defensive third. Koch arcs it down the pitch. Berra trying to get to it. That headed back by Thomas. Roberts collects it right on the block ace. Moved back over to Sibley. Sibley over onto the far wing. Gets it over to Vervink. Vervink up the far touchline. Now Cahalan trying to knock that away from La Cognato. Controlled by Michiana. They fire it over onto their own side of the middle third. Picked up there by Thomas. Thomas right over midfield. Thomas down the near touchline. Michiana into the attacking third. Michiana trying to move it over. Turning on it. There's Kennedy. And launched right back towards midfield. Played down by Sibley. Sibley over onto the far wing to Vervink. Vervink on the far touchline. Gets it back. Vervink right at midfield. Rolls it back over to Sibley. Sibley has Berra providing pressure. That right back in. Trying to play it down. Coming ahead. Burns. Knocked away. Cahalan blasts it. Played down by Berra. Berra moves it over. Here comes Promoli. Promoli puts it down on the far side of the pitch. Sent right back. Collected right at midfield. Promoli has it. Promoli moves it down as that was Lauka with it. Back over to Koch. Koch over on the far wing to Molina. Molina over to Lauka. Lauka up the far side of the pitch. Lauka trying to feed it over. Good give and go by Promonin. And knocked down, popped up by Molina as going down to the pitch, going for a header, and one of the Ann Arbor players ended up going down to the pitch. I believe that was Promonin, and she's holding her head. So Promonin down on the pitch as here comes the trainer to take a look. So again, two players going for a header, and the Michiana player just kind of came up behind her staring at the ball and ended up colliding with Promonin. She's up. Good round of applause by the fans. Always love that whenever any of the injured players pop up. Love them getting a round of applause. Both home and away players. It was great to show good sportsmanship as the official over there. Hormonin getting a little treatment on the side. It's an opportunity. A lot of the Michiana players are getting some water again. It's a warm one. 84 degrees out today. So Promonin on the sideline getting treatment here as we're about to hit into the 18th minute, 2-1. Ann Arbor with the lead. We do want to thank the Onslet, the team apparel partner of AFC Ann Arbor. Check out the new 2024 jerseys available at the merch booth in youth, men's, and women's sizes. Cahalan, and on the center of the pitch, gets it back to Koch. Koch comes up the near side of the pitch. Koch trying to arch it in, coming in, played down, and offside. The call is foul. Trying to get that ball in. Set down Sibley with it. Sibley arcs it down on the far side of the pitch. Verving moves it ahead. Controlled there, Michiana. Moves it right back over to Franco. Franco over to Sibley. Sibley back into the middle third. Sibley up the pitch. Gets it over to Franco. Franco all the way over to Verving. Over on the far touchline. Verving over to Sibley. Sibley up the center of the pitch now. Sibley fires it over on the far touchline for Verving. Back on the far wing. Rolled over by Thomas. Now that arc down, knocked down by Falk right at midfield. Roberts trying to get to it. Kamori trying to knock that away. Battle for it right back over to Sibley. Move to Thomas. Thomas comes onto the far wing. Over to Verving. Back to Thomas. Thomas just inside of her own defensive third. Over to Sibley. Sibley. Now on to the near wing. Michiana with it. Trying to get around Faug. Michiana chips it ahead. Trying to get to Roberts. Knocked away. Good job by Promoli. Faug firing it ahead. And that's going to go down into the defensive third and out the near touchline. That'll be a throw-in for Michiana. Ball over to Thomas in her own defensive third as we are about to enter the 20th minute here, 2-1. Ann Arbor with the lead. 2 early goals by Ann Arbor. 1 in the 8th minute, 1 in the 9th minute. Coming ahead, racing. Here it comes. A cross by Michiana. Knocked away by Koch and grabbed. Picked up by Prisbillo. Then in the 10th minute, Michiana cut the lead down to a 1-goal lead with a goal. Prisbillo sends it away. And towards midfield, bounces. Barra racing back to get it. That's sent the other direction by Thomas. Played down back over there as racing back over trying to get to it. Lauka gets it over to Kamori, but that will be a foul and a kick by Michiana. Michiana quickly moves it back to Thomas. Thomas on her own side of the middle third, over to Sibley. Sibley up the middle of the pitch. Is that little contact, and Franco went down, but she popped up. That's going to be a quick free kick. Franco trying to get to it. Franco coming down the far touchline, trying to put it into the far corner, and that just sneaks out the touchline. Quick throw in by Ann Arbor. Is trying to bring it ahead down that far touchline battle. Kamori bringing it down. Kamori moves it over onto the far wing. Permonen trying to get it ahead to Barra. That knocked away. Rolled over to Franco. Franco. Kamori trying to get it away from Franco. That on the far touchline. And sent right back over, grabbing it. La Cognato. All the way back into the 18. Prisbillo grabs it. Racing ahead, Burns trying to provide some pressure there, but Prisbillo comfortably grabs it in the 18, ready to send it away here in the 22nd minute. 2-1. Ann Arbor with the lead. That ball skied up high in the air. Now Faug trying to get to it. She heads it ahead. That knocked down. Sibley gets it right to midfield. Faug trying to get to it. That goes out. The near touchline. That'll be a throw-in by Michiana. Throw in on the near touchline by Michiana here in the 22nd minute. And headed up by Kennedy. Right out the near touchline. Eitzman with the throw-in. Play down. Here comes Barra. Barra trying to chip it ahead. Racing in. Here comes a shot and a goal. It's a goal by Permonen. And AFC Ann Arbor takes the 3-1 lead. Beautiful pass and a beautiful goal as AFC Ann Arbor answers back from the Michiana goal here in the 23rd minute. It's a brace for Permonen. So Permonen with the brace, and it's 3-1 Ann Arbor with the lead as the offense really clicking early here in the first half for Ann Arbor. Coming away, Barra trying to get it over as that's played down by Permonen. Permonen chips it ahead for Barra, and coming down Sibley blasts it right back into the middle third. Permoli over onto the far wing as that's going to be a handball. And that will be Michiana's ball. Thomas has it set on their own side of the middle third here in the 24th minute. Thomas feeds it down on the far side of the pitch. Vervink moves it ahead. And sent right back over to Vervink. Barra trying to mark her. And back over to Thomas. Thomas over onto the near wing to Sibley. Sibley comes up on the near touchline. Here comes Michiana. Trying to get into the attacking third as Faug flashes in. And it goes out the near touchline. Roberts gets the throw in. Kumori taking the ball, bringing ahead. Kumori over to Barra. Barra on the near wing, back to Kumori. Kumori trying to chip it ahead to Barra and offside the call. Trying to get a little give and go and just slip past back behind the defense. That is going to be Michiana's ball in just inside their own middle third. We're in the 25th minute here as it's 3-1 AFC Ann Arbor with the lead. 3-in-1 Fitness is the fitness partner of AFC Ann Arbor. Check out 3-in-1 Fitness on South Industrial next to Revel and Roll. Train where the team trains. Check them out at 3in1fit.com. Ball over onto the far touchline. Battling with it. Back over there is Lurch. Goes out the far touchline. Throw in by Vervink. Headed back by Permoli. Played down. Barra gets it over to Kumori. Kumori back over to Faug. Faug sends it down the far touchline. Picked up. Permonen trying to get to it. Permoli got it as that's down on the far touchline. Arced up by Permonen as that goes out the far touchline. Throw-in over there by Vervink. Michiana with the throw-in. Played down. Headed back up over there by Lurch. Trying to battle. And arced back by Permoli. Grab by Eitzman. Eitzman trying to feed it ahead. Grab now. And put by Cahalan back over Permoli. Fires it. Molina arcs it ahead, and that will go out the far touchline right in front of the Michiana bench. Ball with the throw-in back over there to Franco. Franco moving it back. Trying to fire it ahead is Vervink. Well, trying to pull it away. That was Lurch with it. That was fired ahead by Ann Arbor. Battle for it on that far touchline. That's sent all the way back over to Molina. Molina. And move it over to Permoli. Permoli gets it over to Koch. Koch in her own defensive third. Feeds ahead for Cahalan. Cahalan arcs it down the pitch, down the near touchline. Barra with it, but offside again. Right about the same place. As soon as they get that timing down, that is going to be dangerous as Barra has been ready to race out there. She has a goal already looking for the brace, just like Permonen has the brace. Sibley moves it ahead. Permoli trying to get it right back to Barra. Barra trying to play it over. Grabbed by Permoli. Permoli heads into the attacking third, feeds it ahead. Coming in. Here's a kick, and it's a hat trick. Is firing it in. Goal, AFC Ann Arbor. It's a hat trick by Permonen. As Ann Arbor answers back with 2 goals after the Michiana goal here in the 27th minute. Hat trick by Permonen.
AFC Ann Arbor goal! Scored by number 7, Vivian Permonen. That is a hat trick.
So Permonen gets a hat trick. We had a hat trick by Permoli against Cleveland Force FC. Now Permonen gets one here. And Permonen responsible for 18 trees donated here just in this game. 24 trees altogether with the 4 goals, and it's 4-1. Ann Arbor with the lead. Thank you to AFC Ann Arbor and DTE for their support and helping the Ann Arbor Parks with the donation of a number of different trees here for the bicentennial. Sibley gets it back over to Juarez. Juarez in the 18. Juarez on the far wing. Juarez trying to get it all the way ahead. Popped back up by Cahalan, trying to get to it is Faug. Now Sibley gets it right back into the middle third. Koch has it on the near wing. Koch ahead to Faug. Faug, that knocked down by Michiana, but out the near touchline. That'll be a throw-in by Eitzman. Sorry, that's not, it was Eitzman on the first goal, not Permonen, so it's a brace now for Permonen. So Eitzman the first goal, Berra the second goal, then a goal by Michiana, then 2 in a row for Permonen. All the way ahead, that grab by Juarez. Juarez plucks it up in the 18. Here in the 29th minute, 4-1. Over, played down, Koch has it. Koch arcs it ahead. Now Berra with it. Berra gets it over to Faug. Faug back over to Kamori. Kamori dispossessed. Trying to bring it ahead. Battle for it back there with La Cognata racing ahead. Here comes Roberts. Trying to flash in front with Molina. And that goes out the end line. Good job by the Ann Arbor defense as Roberts got back behind the defense. But good hustle to get back. Molina flashing in front, making Roberts have to think about that. Roberts earns a set piece here, though. So I believe that is La Cognato in for the corner. Low line drive, kick, grab by Brisbillo in the 18. She launches it all the way down to Berra. Berra heads up the far side of the pitch. Berra into the middle third. Berra coming ahead. Berra trying to feed it ahead to Kamori. Kamori now stops in the middle third. Gets it over to Permoli. Permoli back to Kamori. Kamori trying to avoid pressure by Sibley. Moves it back over onto the far wing. Grab back over there, trying to feed it ahead. Kamori. Kamori over to Cahalan. Cahalan pulled away, tipped back by Kennedy. Now brought ahead, fired deep by La Cognato. Now racing in, trying to feed it. Kennedy knocked right back over. Faug has it, and that goes out the near touchline. Throw in by Eitzman. That's going to be a water break here at the 31st minute. As again, it is 84 degrees out, so it is a warm one out there. So they'll take a water break, and we'll tell you about a couple of the wonderful sponsors so far here. Again, we do want to thank Bank of Ann Arbor, the title sponsor of AFC Ann Arbor. We want to thank Bank of Ann Arbor for their continued support. Bank of Ann Arbor can help. Wickfield Properties, the housing partner of AFC Ann Arbor. We want to thank Wickfield Properties for 9 years of support housing the visiting players for AFC Ann Arbor. We had the Ann Arbor District Library out yesterday, which was really cool. They had a number of different books, including children's book by Eitzman. We want to thank the Ann Arbor District Library for their incredible support of the Mighty Oak and for all they do for the Ann Arbor community. They have regularly hosted, that's where you go and pick up, if you are get your membership for the season, you go pick it up at the Ann Arbor Library. Nutmeg was announced there. Units Moving and Storage, the official storage partner of AFC Ann Arbor. Call Units Moving and Storage for your storage pond and moving needs. Visit Units Moving and Storage. Unitsstorage.com. So unitstorage.com. Remember, if you buy a Kids Club membership from AFC Ann Arbor, AFC Ann Arbor will donate $5 for each purchase to the PTO Council. Remember, get your fantastic Diaza jersey, the official team apparel partner of AFC Ann Arbor. Come to the match as check out the merch booth. They have those fantastic kits in youth, men's, and women's sizes. Wear the jerseys the team wears. So pick up your AFC Ann Arbor kit. You can also get that at afcannarbor.com. You can shop there and have it shipped to you, or again, set to pick up at any one of the next 3 home games happening here at Hollway Field. And we have a nice 2-week break as you get a chance to go check out your Mighty Oak on the road. But the next home game will be 2 weeks from today on the 30th here, and will be the women's squad versus Detroit City FC as everyone heads back out onto the pitch. Hopefully everyone's hydrated. Nice warm day. We don't want to see anyone cramping up out there if at all possible. Hopefully folks in the stands hydrating as well. So Eitzman has it on the near touchline, getting ready to throw it in. And lofted in. Sibley has it right at midfield. Sibley arcs it all the way across the pitch over. Oh, that grabbed. Lurch back. Thomas moves it over onto the far wing. That's sent ahead by Kennedy. Now trying to race ahead. Moved, grabbed as Burns has it. Knocked away by Kamori, and a whistle. That is going to be a kick to Michiana. 4-1 here in the 34th minute. Ann Arbor with the lead. Thomas set to send it away here for Michiana. Right foot into it, arc down the pitch, over onto the near wing. That knocked down, I believe that was Eitzman coming over. Battleford is Faug trying to knock it away. Michiana has it, top of the attacking third. Faug over providing pressure. Barra steals it away. Barra trying to feed it down. Grabbed as coming ahead. Give and go to Barra. Barra and knocked away by Sibley as Sibley sends it all the way down. Juarez gets it into the far edge of the 18 and feeds it all the way down. Kennedy trying to get to it on the far touchline, but that goes out. Throwing on the far touchline. Comes all the way back over. Grab Koch over to Molina. Molina sends it back into the 18. Back over onto the near wing to Koch. Koch heads up the pitch, arcs it over the middle third, trying to get it into the attacking third, popped up by Barra, played down by Thomas. Thomas trying to feed it the other direction. Kamori trying to get to it, but knocked away back by Vervink first. Down on the near touchline, grabbed by Michiana. Michiana moves it over, now heading up. Sibley all the way over across the pitch. Here comes Kennedy. Kennedy into the middle third. Kennedy down the far touchline, moves it, and all the way back. Molina chasing it. Molina grabs it before it goes out the end line. Molina heading up the far side of the pitch. Molina. Roberts back there providing pressure. Molina ahead, grabbing it. Barra. Barra back over to Promoli. Promoli gets it back over to Molina, now on the far touchline. Sent right back over. Now trying to grab it as Lauka had it on the far wing. Played down, Barra trying to get to it. Sibley and Barra battling, moved over to Thomas. Thomas just inside the middle third. Thomas over on the far side of the pitch, over to Kennedy. Kennedy up the far wing. Kennedy gets it back, now trying to get it right down the far touchline. And played down and popped all the way back. Now fired as Koch sends it back into the middle third. Picked up there by Lurch. Lurch moves it. Roberts trying to get through traffic. Battle for it. Coming away with it is Promoli. Good challenge. And sent right back over to Cahalan. Cahalan blasts it all the way down. Barra trying to get to it. Barra racing. But Juarez has it in the 18. Here in the 37th minute, 4-1. Ann Arbor with the lead. Juarez sends it high, arcing kick. Promoli heads it right at midfield. Played down back there, trying to get to it. Burns now played over, racing ahead with it. As here comes La Cagnata over to Vervink. Vervink across, that popped up high by Molina. Trying to play it down, back over there is Franco. Franco trying to turn on it, top of the attacking third, over onto the near wing. Here comes Michiana, down the near touchline. Popped back, out the near touchline, and that's going to be a throw-in by Eitzman. Eitzman lofts it over to Berra. Berra trying to get it over to Kamori, but that grab by Franco. Franco sets it up over to La Cognato. La Cognato battling, pulling it away. Cahalan. Cahalan moves it ahead. Now racing ahead with it as that's sent ahead, trying to move over. Pormona had it, but knocked away. Now Michiana with it in the middle third. Right to midfield, trying to turn on it. There's Burns. Picked up. Now fed ahead. Back to Cahalan. Cahalan launches it. Here comes Faug. Faug trying to get to it, and they're going to say offside. As it's when the ball is kicked is when it's determined if it's offsides. If you're behind the defender when the ball is kicked, that would result in an offside. Down on the near touchline. Coming ahead, Sibley. Sibley trying to get it knocked away. Coming ahead, Promoli. Promoli, excellent job. Gets it back over. Cahalan over onto the far wing. Now that sent right back to Promoli. Promoli racing ahead with it. Grabbed, tipped right back over, trying to get to it is Pormonin. So right back on the top, picked up there, is moved ahead by Lauka. Puts it into the 18. Played back, launched back over by La Cognata. Played down. Coming ahead with it, grabbed by Promonin. Promonin on the far touchline, trying to move it back. Lauka fires it ahead. Now right back on that far touchline. Here comes Michiana. Michiana bringing ahead Promoli, trying to get a challenge as that's brought all the way down. Still racing ahead with it. Michiana into the far corner as that's La Cognato. But plucked up by Prisbillo in the 18. So we're here in the 40th minute, 4-1. AFC and Arbor, the women's squad, have the lead. Prisbillo gets it back over onto the far wing. Knocked down as Promoli feeds it down onto the far wing. Sent ahead by Lauka. Played down back over there. Battle for it as Berra had it. That knocked out the far touchline. Lauka over there with the throw-in. You can hear the wind trying to keep it out of my microphone, but it's a windy day, but that's keeping it not too bad up here, at least in the press box on an 84-degree day. As Pormonin trying to get ahead to Berra, back to Pormonin. Pormonin coming down the far touchline. Pormonin with a brace. Now Berra trying to give and go. Pormonin trying to come ahead. That knocked away. Good challenge back over there. I believe that was Thomas with the challenge. And that fired all the way back right towards midfield. Played down onto the far wing. Lauka trying to get to it. Moved back over to Lurch. Lurch trying to feed it ahead. Now Thomas. All the way back to Juarez in her 18. Here in the 41st minute, 4-1. Ann Arbor with the lead. Berra providing pressure. Back over to Juarez in her 18. Juarez over to Thomas on the near wing. Thomas bringing it ahead. Thomas gets into the middle third. On to the near touchline. Here comes Michiana. Racing ahead. That tipped by Eitzman. Back over to get it. I believe that was Molina who launches it over Kamori right at midfield. Kamori back there battling with La Cognato. And it's going to be a whistle, and that is going to be a kick for Ann Arbor. Cahalan to take it. Cahalan trying to feed it through traffic over to Kamori. Kamori puts it back over to Eitzman on the near touchline. Eitzman, good job to keep it in. Back to Cahalan. Cahalan, near side of the middle third, launching it. That grab coming in. Permonin has it. Permonin trying to get it over. Grab by Faug. Faug fires it in. Permonin on the assistant. Faug with the goal. AFC Ann Arbor takes a 4-goal lead here in the 42nd minute. And it's a party here at Hollway Field. Women's team are earning a Forest today. 5 goals, 30 trees for the Ann Arbor Parks. Go! Sorry about that. That's my read. What's on my mind? As my advertisements just went flying out. Thank you very much. The wonderful people putting up with my yammering up here. Appreciate it, folks. Great fans of AFC and Arbor. Just a little bit of wind here as all my advertisements went flying. Coming down the far wing, trying to get to it over there. Lauka sent all the way back. Now here comes Permonen. Down over to Promoli. Promoli on the far wing. Promoli sends it back. Now Molina trying to knock it ahead. Sent right back over to midfield. Chipped up by Cahalan. And that will go out the near touchline. Here on the 43rd minute, 5-1. AFC and Arbor with the lead. Michiana with the throw-in on the near touchline. It's number 3, by the way, who I don't have on my roster. Here comes Roberts. Roberts gets over midfield. Dispossessed by Promoli. Promoli with a great challenge. Promoli trying to move it over to Kamori. Back to Promoli. Promoli up the middle of the pitch. Promoli chips it down onto the near wing for Faug, who just had the goal. Faug coming ahead with it down the near wing. Faug just outside of the 18. Back over to Eitzman on the near touchline. Eitzman over Cahalan across the top of the attacking third. Not right back to Cahalan. Over to Faug. Faug over to Kamori. Kamori trying to chip it ahead. That headed right back. Kamori trying to get to it. Good defense by Michiana as they get it over to Thomas down the near touchline. Excuse me, that's Vervik. Vervik ahead, grabbing at Franco. Franco feeds it over onto the far side of the pitch. Michiana trying to bring it ahead as that's grabbed, fed over onto the far wing by Burns. Now racing ahead with it is Franco. Franco. And chipped away back there by Molina, right back into the middle third. Fired all the way ahead. Now launched down by Sibley. Sibley arcs it into the attacking third. Over to Roberts. Now Faug. Over. Eitzman trying to get away. Eitzman and Roberts with a big challenge there. Faug up the near side of the pitch. Grab by Berra. Berra lets it slip past. Running ahead with it. As that's sent ahead. Grabbing at Michiana. Juarez now back just outside the 18 has it here in the 45th minute. We're about 45 seconds away from stoppage time. 5-1. And Arbor with the lead as that's arced all the way down the pitch. Molina trying to get to it. That rolls right back over. Koch with it in her own defensive third. Koch over to Cahalan. Cahalan back to Molina up the far side of the pitch. Molina into the middle third. Now sent right back over. And that will slip out the far touchline. That will be a throw-in by Michiana. 15 seconds away from stoppage time here. 5-1, and Arbor with the lead. Michiana with the throw-in, trying to get to it back there is Franco. Played down, Roberts moves it over. Grabbed over here by Lagcagnato. Lagcagnato moves it over onto the near wing, racing ahead into the attacking third. That's sent, and that will roll right out the end line. That'll be a goal kick for Ann Arbor. 5 minutes of stoppage time here. So lots of stoppage time going. Prisbillo set to kick it away from the 6. Prisbillo arcs it down the pitch. That headed up back there by Vervink. Roberts with it. Roberts trying to turn on it. Knocked away. Cahalan over to Promoli. Promoli now trying to get away. That fired ahead by Koch. Now Molina feeds it down the pitch. Permonen with it. Permonen right back to Promoli. Promoli up the middle third. Grabbed by Cahalan. Cahalan arcs it away from traffic. That popped right back up by Michiana. Cahalan again tips it over to Kamori. Kamori over on the near wing to Faug. Faug on the near touchline. Faug trying to get it towards the center of the pitch. Now moves it back to Eitzman on her own side of midfield. That fired ahead. Here comes Berra. Berra racing ahead. Berra got back behind the defenders. Berra in the 18. Berra arches across the 18, fires it, and that was tipped and out the end line. Getting in front of that was Thomas to stop a really good opportunity for Berra. So Berra will go take this set piece with this corner. Oh, the Malty Oak, the multi Whopper-like ice cream that Washtenaw Dairy had is sold out as that comes over. Headed up by Faugen off the crossbar. What a beautiful service on the set piece there by Berra, and a great opportunity by Faug to get a brace, and that just knocked right off the crossbar there. That ball arced down the pitch again. 5 minutes of stoppage time. Faug gets it. Faug in the attacking third. Faug over to Kamori. Kamori both back over to Faug. Just a little out of her reach. Plucked up there by Juarez. Juarez comes out to the edge of the 18. She's taking her time, trying to kill away some of this 5 minutes of stoppage time here. 5-1 Ann Arbor with the league. Juarez arcs it down the pitch. Back over, trying to get to it back over there was Permonen. Now arced ahead by Koch. Permonen trying to race over to it, but Kennedy gets to it first. It's going to be a throw-in. Played down off the body by Logagnato. Ahead as Lurch right towards the center of the pitch. Knocked away. Good job. Cahalan gets it over to Berra. Berra trying to move it back to Cahalan, but that moved right back over to Faug. Faug heads it over to Berra. Berra battling back there. Berra tipped right back, but Michiana has it. Michiana puts it top of the 18. Now here again, and we're in stoppage time. Coming down the far touchline, here comes Kennedy. Kennedy trying to get to it. Permonen providing pressure back over there now. Lauka trying to make it difficult, coming ahead with it. Sibley up the center of the pitch. Knocked back away by Cahalan. Back to Cahalan from Faug. Now here comes Kamori. Kamori over to Promoli. Promoli up the center of the pitch. Promoli trying to get it over to Faug. Faug just outside the 18. Faug heads into it. Faug puts her right foot into it. There's a save by Juarez. Comes all the way over onto the near side of the pitch. Good opportunity for Faug. Knocked down by Kamori. Kamori trying to chip it ahead to Barry. Here comes Kamori. Kamori down the edge of the 18. Knocked away by Thomas, and she fires it out the near touchline. Good opportunity as Ann Arbor continues to attack. Trying to not let Michiana have any sort of momentum. Cahalan back over to Koch. Koch has it now over to Molina on her own side of the middle third. Molina over to Lauka, up the far touchline. Lauka here in stoppage time. Lauka racing down the far touchline. Lauka looking for a cross. Lauka moving it over. Berra puts it in! Berra from Lauka! And that's a goal for Ann Arbor. So Berra gets the brace here in the stoppage time. Great job by Berra as she has 2 goals. 2 goals by Berra, 2 goals by Promoli. Faug and Eitzman with the other 2 goals, and it is 6-0 here, or 6-1, excuse me. 6-1 here. Ball sent over onto the far wing. You got it, you're brilliant. All right, that knocked over there. Played ahead. Here comes Promoli. Promoli moves it over. Grabbed by Cahalan. Cahalan now down. Trying to get to it. Oh, beautiful shot. Trying to get Faug a brace as well. And that will be halftime. As 6-1 AFC Ann Arbor with lots of firepower here in this game. And AFC Ann Arbor hoping for a good second half. As let's do some replays here. As we'll do them as we come back. So we'll show you some replays when we come back. Here at halftime, let's play a little bit of music, and we will come back with our scoreboard report and more. now for a USLW scoreboard report back to the 16th. It was Albion SC Colorado with a 1-0 win over Flatirons FC. 2-2 draw between California Storm and Oakland Stoll SC. It was 4-0 Stockton Cargo shutting out the Olympic Club. River Light FC with a clean sheet against Bavarian United SC 6-0. It was 3-0 Minnesota Aurora beating Rochester FC. Pleasanton Rage with a 4-0 win over Academia SC. It was Kalamazoo FC with a 2-0 win over Midwest United FC. 8-0 win by Richmond Ivy SC over Puxadent Football. It was 3-0 Southern Georgia beating the Charlotte Eagles. FC Olympia beat Capital FC 7-0. It was United PDX 3-0 over Tacoma Galaxy. It was a 2-2 draw between Morris, and by the way, this is now up to yesterday on the 15th. It was a 2-2 draw between Morris Elite and the Long Island Rough Riders. Also on the 15th, Marion FC Sirens fell 3-2 to Stockton Cargo. It was a 1-0 win by Westchester Flames over the Cedar Stars Academy. 4-0 win by Carolina Ascent over Wake FC. Miami AC had a 4-0 win over Palm City Americans. It was 2-0 NC Fusion topping Fayetteville Fury. And no score reported there. It was a 2-2 draw between Tennessee SC and the Southern Soccer Academy. Manhattan FC had the 7-2 win over AC Connecticut. It was Eagle FC with the 2-0 win over Richmond Ivy. 10-0 win by Lancaster Infernal over Puxadent Football. It was Tampa Bay with the 6-0 win over Swan City. Kings Hammer FC had a 1-0 win over Racing Louisville, and it was 6-0 Lexington SC beating St. Charles FC. Let's go on to page 2 here. All that happening on the 15th. If we go up to the top and see that's still the 15th. So TLH Reckoning had a 5-1 win over Bavard SC Riptide. It was AHFC Royals with a 7-0 win over San Antonio. It was a 3-3 draw between Lone Star and Challenge SC. Detroit City SC with a 2-1 win over Midwest United that yesterday. It was a 2-1 win by South Carolina over the Charlotte Eagles. Colorado Storm with a 2-0 win over Albion SC Colorado. And it was a 2-1 win Christos FC over Charlottesville Blues. Taking a look. No scores reported as of yet for today. So that is our intermission scoreboard report. Let's play you our replays here. As that first one coming up and out and fired in. Now here comes the next replay. That one goal saved there. Now racing ahead there, firing it in for the goal. And coming down again, breaking out, firing it in the right-hand corner. There's another goal, as it has been a fantastic day. Coming out the far side and firing it in. That one Permonen, as that was... And that was in stoppage time. So there was our replays of the goals as... we are here 6-1. AFC and Arbor over Michiana, as AFC and Arbor is going to hope to not let Michiana get any sort of momentum going. It started off Eitzman with the goal in the 8th minute. Then it was Barrow with the goal in the 9th minute. Michiana scored in the 10th minute, as that was Roberts putting it in. She now has 3 goals to lead all scores for Michiana. Then it was 2 goals, one in the 23rd minute and one in the 27th minute by Permonen. Faug had a goal in the 42nd minute, and then in stoppage time, it was Barra getting the brace. So both Permonen and Barra with a brace currently. If either one scores a goal in the second, they will have the hat trick. As we had the wonderful youth from Soccer Shots out there during the halftime, having fun and playing in the middle of the pitch in front of this fantastic crowd. Again, no rain really, but if you look into the crowd, you see a number of umbrellas there just to get a little bit of relief from the sun, as it is a warm day. It's actually 2 degrees warmer than it was at game start. Game time start the temperature was 84 degrees. It is 86 degrees now here at Hollway Field. Again, just a few wispy clouds, but otherwise a lot of blue sky out there. There's a good wind as the flag blowing in the far corner, blowing out towards the Ann Arbor Golf Course. So going from the press box across the field is the wind today, at least at the press box level. Who knows at the pitch level, but that's all right. So we're getting ready. Both squads gathered around their coaching staffs across the way. We're about to get back going here in the second. And we do want to thank all the wonderful, amazing sponsors. Diaza, the team apparel partner of AFC Ann Arbor. 3-in-1 Fitness, the fitness partner of AFC Ann Arbor. Bank of America, the title sponsor. Wickfield Properties, the housing partner of AFC Ann Arbor. The Ann Arbor District Library. Units, Moving and Storage, the official storage partner of AFC Ann Arbor. Destination Ann Arbor and the Ann Arbor Sports Commission. Soccer Shots, and Ann Arbor with Kids. Thank you to all the wonderful, amazing sponsors of AFC Ann Arbor. Prisbillo goes down to our right. Ann Arbor going from right to left here in this second half. Roberts, who has the lone goal for Michiana and the leading scorer for Michiana, ready to get things going. Set up in the center circle. So we're just about ready to get this second half underway. After this, you only have 3 more home games to come check out AFC Ann Arbor. The next home game is going to be on the 30th, exactly 2 weeks from today here at Hollway Field, as the women's squad will welcome in Detroit FC. And that played back, controlled, firing it over across the way. Thomas gets it over to Sibley. Down the far wing, moved ahead over to Vervink. Puts it down on the far touchline, trying to knock it away as Eitzman brought ahead into the attacking third as that's fired all the way back down into the 18 and blasted by Prisbillo all the way back. Ticazelli in for Molina. Kate Brown went in for Permonen. Here's halftime substitutions for AFC Ann Arbor. Berra heads it back, grabbing it. Promoli over to Faug down that far touchline. Faug sends it all the way back into the far corner. Berra looking for the cross. Berra fires it over, gets the cross, but that headed up as that knocked away. I believe that was Thomas who fired it back. Cahalan trying to get through traffic as that's sent out. The near touchline is Lurch. Fires it over, that goes out the near touchline. That will be a throw-in by Lurch as that goes all the way back. Thomas trying to get to it. Thomas fires it all the way across the pitch. Still in the 18, now lifted out, trying to get to a Kennedy. Kennedy blasts it, that goes all the way up. And just to the side of the crowd. Quick throwing back over there by Lauka. And a shot and grabbed as Kate Brown lets her presence be felt early. Just here in the 47th minute. Juarez has it in the 18. Juarez, right foot into it, arcs it down the pitch as Roberts trying to get to it. That popped up by Lacagnito. Lacagnito puts it onto the near touchline. Fed ahead, tipped back over by Burns. Roberts trying to get to it as Lauka fires it all the way back. Grabbed by Coke. All the way over to Eitzman. Eitzman back to Koch in the center of the pitch in the middle third. And trying to feed it through traffic. Knocked down as Michiana has it. Moved ahead. Now racing ahead. That fired all the way over by Lurch. Coming down the far touchline into the attacking third. Racing over. Back over to Lurch. Lurch moves it over into the near corner. Trying to get to it is Burns. Burns just into the side of the 18. Burns cuts towards the end line. Gets across and puts it in. As that just good wide angle shot by Burns puts it in, as it looked like it was going to go over just on Prisbillo's reach and ends up sneaking in the corner of the far post. So here in the 48th minute, Michiana goal by Burns. So now 6-2. Michiana ties their second highest goal total, as they had 2 goals in the 7-2 win in the last game. All the way back, controlled on the defensive side. Michiana puts it back into the middle third, takes a hop over Cahalan, but grabbed now Koch. Feeds it ahead. Moved over by Kate Brown. Now coming up Lauka. Lauka up the near side of the pitch, right over midfield, and knocked away, trying to get it to Komori. That pulled back over by Kennedy. Kennedy has it. Kennedy puts it down on the far touchline. It's Michiana trying to feed it ahead. That tipped back off. Moved. Here comes Promoli. Promoli trying to make it over midfield. Promoli gets it over to Faug. Faug on the far touchline. Over to Berra. Back to Promoli. Back to Berra. Berra trying to come down the pitch. And out the far touchline, there'll be a throw-in for Ann Arbor. Berra with the throw-in sent back by Promoli to Berra. Berra arcs it across the pitch. That grabbed, played back over, and sent back into the middle third by Laganato. Bringing it ahead, Roberts has it down the far wing. That knocked away. Good defense by Lauka. She fires it. Faug has it. Faug gets it over to Promoli. Promoli over midfield. Berra back to Promoli. Promoli into the attacking third. Promoli trying to feed it back to Berra. Berra coming in and offside the call. Not by much, but offside. And we'll give Michiana the ball here in the 50th minute. 6-2 is our score. Ball over. Thomas racing over to get it. Over on the near side of the pitch, Thomas over to Lurch. Lurch for Michiana, just inside the middle third. Back to Thomas in her own defensive third. Thomas feeds it all the way down, headed back by Lauka, played down. Trying to come ahead down this near side is Vervink. Here comes Burns. Burns trying to move it ahead, and that fired right out the near touchline. Good job back there by Ticazelli to stop a momentum by the Lions. Throw in on the near touchline by Lurch. Lurch gets it back. Lurch back into the middle third. Lurch trying to avoid pressure by Kate Brown. Now over onto the far wing, Kennedy. Kennedy launches it. Grabbed by Eitzman. Eitzman moves it back into the middle third. Picked up there. Ahead, knocked down by Promoli. Here comes Komori. Komori up the middle third. Komori over to Faug. Faug. Pressure coming from behind, but gets it over to Cahalan. Cahalan right over midfield. Again, pressure from behind by Lacanato. Over to Promoli now. That popped up by Faug, and that will go out the far touchline. Throw in by Berra over to Promoli. Promoli in the middle third. Back over on the far touchline. Eitzman trying to move it ahead. Tipped by Faug. Berra racing down into the far corner. Berra stops, trying to move around Sibley for the cross. Oh, just a little high. He's trying to get it over onto the near wing, over to Kate Brown, and that sailed just a little bit on her. That is going to be a throw-in on the near touchline by Michiana here in the 52nd minute. Over to Roberts. Roberts has it, top of the defensive third for her, trying to pull it back away. La Cognato. Roberts now in the middle third. Roberts arcs it all the way down the pitch. Played down there. Good job by Koch. Koch gets it over to Faug. Faug on the far side of the pitch over to Cahalan. Cahalan ahead. Grabbed by Eitzman. Eitzman arcs it down the pitch. That tipped off of an Ann Arbor player, I believe. No, that's going to be an Ann Arbor throw-in. Faug has it on the far touchline. Faug with the throw-in. Barra, back to Faug. Faug over to Promoli. Promoli, top of the attacking third. Over to Kate Brown. Kate Brown, just outside the 18, dribbles to her right. Kate Brown trying to get a shot in that, knocked away and chipped all the way back by Thomas. Headed back over. Good job by Ticazelli. Quickly over to Promoli. Promoli moves it back to Eitzman. Eitzman on her own side of midfield. Eitzman gets it over to Koch. Koch arcs it all the way up the pitch. Headed by Faug and out the far touchline. That'll be a throw-in by Michiana. Here in the 53rd minute, 6-2, Ann Arbor with the lead here. As launching up, that all the way back, Prisbillo grabs it. Prisbillo in the 18, dribbles it there. Prisbillo, right foot, arcs it. Right to midfield, Komori trying to get to it. That knocked away, trying to get it over to Burns. Burns in a battle with Lauka. Over onto the far wing to Roberts. Roberts trying to chip it ahead. Now coming up, Roberts, top of the 18. Roberts fires it, and that grab, Prisbillo with a great save. Prisbillo walks out to the edge of the 18. Prisbillo. Arcing kick all the way towards midfield. Faug lets it bounce. That comes back towards the edge of the middle third. Fed ahead by Michiana. Now stopped right back over and played by Ticazelli. Now grabbing at Koch. Koch just inside the middle third. Koch trying to avoid pressure by Roberts. Promoli over to Eitzman on the far touchline. Eitzman moves it ahead. And Faug gets it over to Barra. Barra just over midfield. Barra trying to cut ahead, trying to get around Vervink. Barra over on the far touchline ahead, and that will go out the far touchline. Michiana with the throw in here in the 55th minute, 6-2. Ann Arbor with the lead. Again, and some of the substitutes getting warmed up over on the far touchline. Battle for Promoli trying to get past traffic. Promoli trying to move it over to Barra. Knocked back. Roberts with it. Dispossessed by Cahalan. Now coming up. Here comes Michiana. Over onto the near wing. That tipped right back over to Lurch. Lurch moves it ahead. Is that racing back? Looking to get it. Picked up by Ticazelli. Ticazelli into the 18. Ticazelli gets it back from Prisbillo. Ticazelli. Roberts coming over behind her. Gets it over on the near touchline for Lauka. Lauka. There, one touch over to Kate Brown. Popped up. It was a good move by Cahalan. Knocked over. Now Roberts steals it away. Roberts gets into the attacking third. Good challenge by Promoli. Promoli heads towards midfield. That poked away by Kennedy. All the way back. Eitzman has it. Eitzman rolls it into the 18. Prisbillo lifts it down the pitch. That will bounce all the way back into the attacking third as Lurch chases it deep back. Now Barra back there to provide pressure. That fired all the way out. Trying to send it to the food trucks back over there. Ball on the near touchline. 6-2. Ann Arbor with the lead is Lauka with the throw-in. Lauka gets it back. Lauka trying to send it across. Top of the attacking third. Promoli back over to Lauka. Lauka on the near side of the pitch. Lauka gets over to Barra. Barra! Ooh! That was a cross that went right off the head of Latch as Barra comes over, I think, to check on her. Barra walked over there as Latch took it right off the head. We hope she's all right. She could not have felt good. Throw in. Barra has it. Barra again looking for the cross. That knocked away. Thomas arcs it, trying to get it into the middle third. That knocked down. And now fired again. Good job to send it back deep by Cahalan. Out the near touchline. Lurch with it there. Lurch with the throw-in, trying to move it over to La Cognato. Now Thomas with it, her own defensive third. Thomas moves it over. Pressure by Faug, now trying to steal it away. Promoli launched into the middle third, just over Roberts. Back over to get it. Lauka. Knocked right back by Kate Brown over to Cahalan. Cahalan gets it over to Koch. Koch Rolls it to Eitzman. Eitzman chips it back over to Koch. Koch just inside the middle third. Arcs it all the way over onto the near side of the pitch. Lauka with it. Lauka touches it to sells it down. Over to Kamori. Kamori. Oh, just a little too out of the reach of Kate Brown. And that will be a throw-in by Michiana here in the 58th minute. Chipped right back as Lurch trying to grab it. Lurch feeding it ahead. That picked up there by La Cagnato. La Cagnato moves it all the way back. Juarez has it just outside of the 18. Juarez. Pressure coming by Berra. Now Sibley moves it all the way over to Thomas. Thomas over onto the near wing to Lurch. Lurch comes up the near touchline. Lurch arcs it over midfield. All the way back looking to get to it is Ticazelli. Ticazelli over to Prisbillo, who fires it high. And trying to get to it, Kate Brown, and that just took a bounce over her head. Out the near touchline. Quick throw in by Michiana by Lurch. Trying to turn on it. That fired ahead by Kennedy. Played down and out the near touchline by Ticazelli. Throw in the attacking third here by Michiana. They have the lone goal here in the 48th minute of the second half. Kennedy trying to get away from pressure by Kumori. Sent right to midfield. Now Thomas has it. Berra coming over to challenge her. Thomas puts it down the near touchline. Picked up there. Lurch trying to feed it ahead to Roberts. Roberts riding the near touchline, keeping it in. Or not. It rolled out as that is going to go out the near touchline. Throw in for Ann Arbor here in the 60th minute. 6-2 here in the 60th minute. Kate Brown trying to fire it all the way down. Foul gets it away. Foul coming ahead. Foul fires it over to Berra. Berra coming down the near wing. Berra into the edge of the 18. Offside, and they had a better view of it than I do back over there. So Latch is sitting down in the defensive third. Official comes over. It looks like she's just getting her boots tied, hopefully. Well, trainer comes out to take a look at her. So we'll hope we'll hope that Lurch is all right there. Is Lurch getting attended to? She's sitting up, but obviously in need of some treatment. So we'll let them work on her. Everyone else going over to take a water break here in the 61st minute, 6-2. AFC Ann Arbor with the lead. Again, if you buy Kate's Club membership, AFC Ann Arbor will donate $5 of each purchase to the PTO Council. 3-in-1 Fitness is the official fitness partner of AFC Ann Arbor. Check them out at 3-in-1 Fitness on South Industrial next to Revel and Roll. Train where the team trains. Check them out at 3n1fit.com. Wickfield Properties, the housing partner of AFC Ann Arbor. We thank Wickfield Properties for 9 years of support, housing the visiting players of AFC Ann Arbor. Units Moving and Storage, the official storage partner of AFC Ann Arbor. Call Units Moving and Storage for your storage pod and moving needs. Visit unitstorage.com. Soccer Shots, the youth training partner of AFC Ann Arbor. Visit the kids' play area hosted by our friends from Soccer Shots. Ann Arbor with Kids, your go-to source for Ann Arbor family fun. Find fun activities, events, deals, and more family fun at AnnArborWithKids.com. Destination Ann Arbor and Ann Arbor Sports Commission, the tourism partner of AFC Ann Arbor. Destination Ann Arbor supports our vibrant community by promoting Ann Arbor as a destination of choice for travelers. Check them out at annarbor.org. As good a round of applause for a player that is up as Lurch gets a nice round of applause. We always appreciate the sportsmanship from the crowd. Again, check them out, Destination Ann Arbor at annarbor.org. We want to thank the Ann Arbor District Library for their incredible support of the Mighty Oak and for all they do for the Ann Arbor community. Bank of Ann Arbor, the title sponsor of AFC Ann Arbor. We thank Bank of Ann Arbor for their continued support. And Diaza, the team apparel partner of AFC Ann Arbor. Check out the 2024 jerseys available at the merch booth in youth, men's, and women's sizes. Wear the kit that the team wears. Thomas set back to kick it away. As a good number of the Michiana players have their sleeves rolled up as they are in those black jerseys in the blazing sun here in 86-degree weather. As you notice, they're trying to get, not all the players, but a good group of them trying to get as much comfort as they can. Over on that far wing, trying to bring it ahead. Michiana trying to feed it, knocked away there by Koch. Now Promoli trying to get to it over to Kamori. Cahalan right in the middle third. Cahalan gets it back over to Tikazelli. Tikazelli brings it over midfield. Tikazelli over to Kamori. Kamori back over onto the near wing. That grabbed as firing it all the way back is Lauka. Racing as Berra trying to get it with the cross. Berra as Faug trying to go into it. Faug ends up down on the pitch as that fired all the way back into the middle third. Roberts with it there. Roberts battling with Promoli. And it's sent over to Logcognato. So Lurch goes out. Hernandez, number 6, comes in for Michiana. We hope Lurch is all right, as that's sent by Vervink down the near touchline and out. Vervink on the near touchline with the throw-in. Roberts with it. And over. Cahalan pops it up high. Headed back the other direction by Sibley. Now played over by Promoli. Kate Brown launches it all the way down the far wing. That's going to be a little out of the reach of Faug. That'll roll down and right to the far touchline. Gathered up there by Sibley. Sibley moves it ahead. Played down now, over, grabbed, Koch trying to send it back. As Kamori over to Promoli, now Kate Brown with it, Kate Brown. All the way over to Faug, Faug. Moves it back over to Cahalan, who chips it ahead, down over to Berra on the far touchline. Berra moves it ahead, here comes Faug, Faug. Down the far wing, Faug with a cross, that knocked away. Thomas with good defense, Thomas puts it all the way back at the top of the attacking third. Grab there, trying to feed it ahead. Kate Brown over to Faug. Faug fires it as that rolls. Juarez dives and grabs it. As Juarez did an excellent job to grab that there as pressure was coming. I believe that was Kate Brown who was running into the 18 looking for a loose ball. Juarez sends it towards midfield. That headed up by Promoli, played down. Moved over onto the far wing by Kennedy. Picked up there. Now here comes Michiana down the far touchline. Faug with a good challenge. Picked up. That tipped away from Hernandez. Battle with it over on the far touchline. Berra trying to get to it. And I think that went out the far touchline. That'll be a throw-in for Michiana. Here in the 66th minute, 6-2. So far, what a weekend it's been. Both the men's and the women's matches have been excellent. Now trying to bring it up ahead. Racing down the near touchline is Vervink. Battle for it. Cahalan doing a nice job stealing it away from Burns. Back over to Kamori. Kamori fires it as here comes Promoli. Promoli over onto the far wing. Promoli fires it over. Eitzman with it there. Eitzman down the far touchline into the attacking third. They launched over. Berra with it. Berra trying to turn in the 18. That got it over to Kamori. Then launched all the way back. Promoli feeds it ahead to Berra. Back to Promoli. Promoli launches it. Ooh, friendly fire off of Kamori's back. Picked up by Kate Brown. Kate Brown trying to go across the top of the attacking third. Over to Berra. Berra trying to give it to Kate Brown. Fires and in! Berra with the assist, and Kate Brown gets it to a 7-2 lead as there is 6 more trees for the Ann Arbor Parks. Great job by the Mighty Oak. Again, Kate Brown here in the 67th minute, letting her presence be felt. Roberts has it right at midfield at 7. $168 trees so far between both the men's and the women's squad. It's a veritable force. We want to thank DTE Energy for matching the AFC Ann Arbor goal scoring initiative as 6 trees per goal. Down the far touchline, brought ahead. Here comes Michiana. That poked up. I believe that was Eitzman over there, trying to play it down on that far wing. Tipped right back is Koch trying to get it over. Koch racing ahead. Roberts puts it down the far touchline as Koch coming over to challenge. That got knocked down, off, and fired out the far touchline as a battle for it down there, and Herrera fires it out the far touchline. Good battle by Herrera. Comes down that arced all the way down, racing over to get it with Soba. That ball back, now tipped over. Played down, racing ahead with it. Here comes Oloni. That ball fed ahead, and that will be offside. As, or no, free kick, excuse me. Here in the 69th minute, 7-2. Ann Arbor with the lead. Same score that Michiana had in their last game, 7-2. They were on the 2-goal side of that one as well. Moving back, Thomas has it. Thomas on her own side of the middle third, feeding ahead to Vervink. Vervink up the near touchline. Vervink launches it into the attacking third. Coming over, Ticazelli has it on the near touchline ahead. Now Alka trying to get to it. That slips out the near touchline. Throw in by Vervink for Michiana in the attacking third. Sent right back on the near wing. Logcognato with it. Logcognato over to Roberts. Good job to knock that away from Aloni. Aloni moves it back to Halen. All the way over to Eitzman, down the far touchline. Eitzman launches it ahead. That played down on the far wing, trying to get it away from Sibley, was Soba coming ahead with it. Coming in, there's a shot and a goal! AFC Ann Arbor, as that was fired in by Oloni. Rhiannon Oloni makes it 8-2, Ann Arbor, and 6 more trees. 3 from AFC Ann Arbor, 3 from DTE, added to the Ann Arbor Parks. And here in the 70th minute, so Oloni with the goal. I believe that's her first of the season. Ball moved back, is fired over onto the far wing. Hernandez with it. So Oloni replaced Berra. Herrera replaced Promoli. And Soba went in for Kumori. So lots of keeping fresh legs out there on a warm day, trying to keep this lead and get a lot of players involved. That will go out the far touchline. Throw in for Michiana. We are approaching the 72nd minute here in Hollway Field. As that's 8-2, I believe, now. All down over on the near wing, fired ahead. Grabbed, Koch over, knocked away from Kate Brown, right back to Kate Brown. Good job over there by Lauka. Kate Brown launches it ahead. Soba coming ahead with it. Soba coming down the near wing. Soba just outside of the 18, grabs it just outside the end line. Soba into the 18. Soba looking for a cross. Soba heads up the pitch. Soba over to Kate Brown. That popped up high, and that will go out and up on the top of the roof of the locker rooms. That had a little pepper to it. Already 2 of the subs letting themselves be felt in the 67th minute. Kate Brown, and in the 70th minute, that was Aloni. Trying to get it, top of the 18, grab Michiana, trying to feed it away into the middle third, popped up by Lauka. That's sent right back. Valve with it. Valve kind of come around 4 different players. Gets it over, popped down. And trying to move it over was Aloni. Back over. Faug has it. That tipped away. And whistle. That is going to be Michiana's ball here. 73rd minute. I think the flag went up. I think there's going to be some substitutions. I didn't see who came off. See if we can get you a number, although our ground crew efforting that for me, and sent over onto the far wing. Vervink on the near touchline. Vervink. Pressure coming. Kate Brown dispossesses her. Grab knocked away. Now popped ahead by Oloni. Played down. Kate Brown trying to get it. That's sent over onto the near wing. Vervink launches it all the way down the near touchline. That rolls down right in the top of the attacking third. Pulled away by Koch. Koch heading up the pitch. Koch ends up getting that dispossessed. Knocked away by Roberts. Roberts trying to get through traffic. Lauka knocks it away from her. Good challenge by Lauka. Now that's sent all the way over. Tikazelli gets it over to Eitzman. Eitzman feeds it ahead. That tipped. Moved over by Oloni. Controlled by Michiana on that far wing is Sibley. All the way over onto the near wing over to Vervink. Vervink up the near side of the pitch. Vervink. Pressure coming from Kate Brown. Move back over to Thomas. Thomas trying to arc it all the way through the middle third. Played down back over there. Here comes Cahalan. Cahalan over to Kate Brown. Kate Brown trying to move it over. Good job to knock that away back over there by Hernandez. Down on the near side of the pitch. Kate Brown gets it all the way over. And grabbed by Oloni. Oloni. Back over to Faug. Faug right through the middle third. Faug puts it over on the far touchline. Eitzman with it there. Eitzman chips it back ahead. Grabbed. As now bringing it ahead. That launched by Michiana. Played down. Roberts trying to get to it. As that moved over. Good job by Lauka. Picked up by Koch. Koch ahead here in the 75th minute. 8-2. Ann Arbor with the lead. Over to Faug, just shy of midfield. Faug arches it down the far touch line, trying to pick it up back over there. Battle for it. Fed right to La Cognato. La Cognato moves it over to Thomas. Thomas just inside the middle third. Thomas moving it over. Vervink with it. Vervink up the near side of the pitch. Vervink over to Roberts. Roberts trying to get the ball to settle down. Lauka battling with Roberts. Now Roberts heads towards the center of the pitch. Roberts. And good challenge back over there by Koch to knock that away. Now sent all the way over, bringing it ahead is Faug. Faug racing down the far side of the pitch. Faug. That chipped right back and out the far touchline by Michiana. That'll be a throw-in by Ann Arbor here in the 76th minute. 8-2, Ann Arbor with the lead. Now looks like we'll have a water break. Hydration break as everyone will get nice and hydrated here. As we do that, let's talk about the next remaining upcoming games for this AFC Ann Arbor women's squad. As that is going to be today, obviously June 16th is the Michiana game. The next two are on the road, June 22nd. That will be Saturday at Cleveland, a 2 p.m. game. And then June 28th, that will be Friday at Flint City, 7 p.m. Final women's game of the season will be at home. That will be 2 weeks from today, June 30th, a 3 p.m. game versus Detroit City FC. So that is the upcoming game for the women's team. 2 more opportunities to see the men's team at home after that. Only 3 home games left, though. So if you can, make it out here to Hollway Field. We'd love to see you out here. And your opportunities are dwindling quickly to catch these teams in action. Thus far, it's been a banner weekend for these squads. The men's team won over top of the table Midwest United yesterday, and here AFC Ann Arbor, the women's squad, stopping a little bit of a losing streak with a 8-2 lead thus far here in the 77th minute of the second half. We'll have a good amount of stoppage time due to the hydration and a few injury where people had to get looked at in some treatment. What a way to please and put on a show for the fans this weekend by both squads, though. It has been a fun time. Goals have been hard to come by the last little bit, but explosion this weekend of goals. Lots and lots and lots of trees is what we're really talking about here. 46 trees, right? No, 52 trees in this game alone. So I'm going to do some basic math here. That's going to be fun. 48 trees, all right? It's the weekend. The math minder, the maths wasn't functioning. That's fine. All the way back. That popped up, down, trying to get to it. Battle forward ahead. That pulled back away by Hernandez. Hernandez moves it over onto the near wing. Now brought ahead. Down the near touchline, Vervink goes. That tipped right back over. Okay, Brown trying to get to it. Hernandez, that knocked away. Good job by Cahalan. Moved right back over. Bringing it ahead is Herrera. Herrera moves it down over to Faug. Faug on the far touchline. Faug back over to Eitzman. Eitzman, pressure coming. That over, firing it over to Oloni. Now racing back. Coming up the pitch, coming down the other direction. That fed down the far side of the pitch there. Michiana with it. Battle for Cahalan trying to get to it as Cahalan was battling over there with Franco. And it's going to be a free kick inside the attacking third for Michiana here in the 80th minute. Franco gets it back into the middle third. And arced over, grabbing it there is Kennedy. Kennedy coming up into the attacking third. Kennedy coming down the near wing. Kennedy chips it ahead, knocked down by Koch. Moved over, Kate Brown trying to get it into the middle third. Here comes Ann Arbor trying to fire it ahead. Soba racing, but that grab by Juarez, and Juarez fires it back down the pitch. Played down, here comes Herrera. Herrera has it on the far wing back to Eitzman. Eitzman on the far touchline. Eitzman over to Koch. Koch in the defensive third trying to avoid pressure by Burns. That ball out the far touchline. Eitzman with it for the throw in there here in the 81st minute. 8-2. Banner day for the Ann Arbor teams this weekend. Eitzman again with the throw in. Down, trying to get it. Soba battling over there. Soba trying to get away. Soba. Now Faug comes out of the pack. Faug gets it over. Kate Brown. Kate Brown looking for the brace. Kate Brown fires it in and Juarez gets it. Good defense by Michiana to slow up that shot, as I believe Thomas got in the way of that to make it difficult. Sibley fires it down the far side of the pitch. Picked up over there by Franco. Franco trying to send it back. Franco grabs it into the middle third. Moved over to La Cagado. Over to Vervink. Vervink rolls it back over to Thomas. Thomas up into the middle third. Thomas over to Vervink. Vervink up the near wing. Vervink trying to fire it. That goes all the way back and grabbed there. Koch with it. Koch avoids a rushing Roberts. Brought ahead. Lauka over to Kate Brown. Kate Brown on the near touchline. Feeds it to Cahalan. Cahalan just on the edge of the attacking third, or on the middle third, gets it over to Eitzman. Eitzman over to Faug. Faug gets it. Now here comes Herrera. Herrera up the far wing. Herrera trying to get around Hernandez. That fired all the way back deep. Soba looking for it, and that out. The far touchline just out of Soba's reach here in the 82nd minute. 8-2. Ball set there. Sibley. And trying to get away. Burns. And knocked away. Eitzman trying to get to it. Now brought ahead back there by La Cagado. Feeds it. Burns trying to get to it on the edge of the 18. Tikazelli with a great challenge. Back over to Koch. Koch up the far touchline. Foul gets it back to Koch. Koch trying to launch it. Foul on the far touchline. That out, and that will be a throw-in here in the 83rd minute. Michiana has a throw-in in the attacking third. Played down and now fired by Koch all the way back into the middle third. Slip back over. Grabbed as here comes Herrera over to Faug. Now launched ahead by Soba. Now go all the way down into the 18. Grabbed by Juarez there. Juarez comes out to the edge of the 18. Juarez pops it up high. And that moved over, grabbing it. Lauka gets it over to Cahalan. Cahalan ahead. Oh, that played back over to Cahalan from Herrera. Faug has it on the far wing. Faug knocked away by Kennedy. Kennedy arcing it. Roberts trying to get to it. That headed by Lauka. Here comes Cahalan. Good move. Trying to get through traffic. Cahalan right through the middle of the pitch. Trying to feed it down. Here comes Faug into the 18. A shot, and that just rolls wide. Just to the near side of the near post, but excellent opportunity for Faug. She had her first goal in the 42nd minute, looking for a brace. Here in the 84th minute, 8-2, Ann Arbor with the lead. Thomas bringing it up the near side of the pitch for Michiana. Gets it over to Vervink. Vervink up the near touchline. Vervink, that knocked away. Good job by Lauka. Now Cahalan ahead and poked out the near touchline. Soba trying to get to it. Knocked away. That's going to be a throw-in for Ann Arbor here in the 85th minute. 8-2. As that brought ahead, trying to work her way through. Lauka over to Soba. Soba racing ahead with it. Soba heading towards the center of the pitch. Soba puts it on goal. That raked up, picked up by Juarez. Juarez looking to her left. Juarez quickly rolls it over there. Grabbed, coming ahead with it. Sibley. Moves it back. Grabbed back over there by Hernandez. Hernandez coming into the attacking third, into the middle third, over to La Cagnata. All the way over on the near wing, over to Vervink. Vervink touches it, moves it over to Thomas. Thomas back to Vervink. Vervink into the middle third. Vervink trying to get it ahead. That over to La Cagnata. La Cagnata ahead, grabbed, and Hernandez with it. Hernandez moves it onto the far touchline. Fired ahead by Michiana as Tikazelli pops it up over to Eitzman. Eitzman on the far touchline here in the 86th minute. 8-2, Ann Arbor with the lead. Again, if you love these really awesome-looking kits, check out Diaza, the official apparel partner of AFC Ann Arbor. Go to any one of the home games to the merch stand to get these fantastic kits, or go to afcannarbor.com to order them and get them shipped right to you. Faug with it, so if you don't live close to Ann Arbor, you can still rep the mighty oak. Heitzman with the throw in as we are approaching 4 minutes left before stoppage time. Lofted in, played down Hernandez. Now trying to get to it over there. Oloni out the far touchline. That'll be a throw in for Ann Arbor. Here in the 87th minute, just 4 minutes left before stoppage time. Heitzman. Down, Soba over. Faug trying to get to it. That brought back Herrera, racing down the far touchline. Back over to Faug. Faug sends it across over to Cahalan. Cahalan trying to get past a couple defenders. Cahalan working her way through traffic. Cahalan shot as that's plucked up by Juarez. Juarez heads out to the edge of the 18. Juarez arcs it down the pitch. Cahalan heads it back. That grabbed over as that moved ahead by Lauka. Played down, moved over onto the near wing. That's completely arced ahead by Kennedy. Knocked down here in the 88th minute. Kennedy down in the air touchline for her, that was Kennedy. Up ahead for Roberts. Roberts trying to avoid traffic. Roberts in the attacking third. Roberts moves it across, played down, popped up. Excellent job by Eitzman to get into the way. Now Soba with it. Soba trying to move it ahead. As here comes Aloni. Aloni ends up down on the pitch in a collision. Aloni slow to get up as she's holding her head. The ball down on the far side of the pitch. The official comes over. Aloni holding her left ankle. Excuse me. As Aloni pops up. That is going to be Michiana ball that played into the middle. Grab back there by La Cagnato. Right to the middle third. Now Cahalan trying to get that away. Moved over to Kennedy. Kennedy launches it down the near wing. Knocked down by Lauka. Ahead to Kate Brown. Kate Brown trying to feed it through traffic. Hernandez steals it away. Hernandez with 1 minute, 30 seconds left. Here comes Roberts in before stoppage time. Knocked away in a beautiful save by Prisbillo. Roberts with an excellent opportunity, and Prisbillo. Save of the game there. Prisbillo, right foot into it. That goes down the pitch. Soba trying to get to it. Played down back over there by Claire. Claire moves it ahead. Kennedy trying to get to it. Headed up by Cahalan. Cahalan over to Kate Brown. Kate Brown moves it back over to Herrera. Herrera through traffic. And knocked away by Hernandez. Now coming ahead. That moved all the way over onto the far side. And, just a stumble down there going out as, I believe that was Lurch back there who just ended up down. As we are now 35 seconds away from stoppage time as that rolls back into the defensive third. Racing back to get it is Thomas. Thomas has played well all game long in defense for Michiana. Thomas over on the near wing. Over as that's sent ahead. Trying to get to it, Roberts. That goes out the near touchline. That will be a throw-in by Michiana. 10 seconds away from stoppage time. Quick throw-in down here by Claire. Claire again with the throw-in. Claire gets it back over to La Cagnato. La Cagnato sends it over midfield, over to Sibley. Sibley down on the far side of the pitch. We are in stoppage time here now. Hernandez with it in the middle third. Hernandez all the way over to Claire. Claire onto the near wing. Claire trying to send it ahead to Roberts. That pulled away. Fired over to Kate Brown. Kate Brown trying to move it ahead. That grab by Oloni. Oloni slips it right back over to Herrera. We are in stoppage time now. Oloni rolls it all the way back. 5 minutes of stoppage time here. Koch with it. Koch lifts it down the pitch. Played down by Faug off the body. Right back to the middle third. Coming ahead, Eitzman trying to get it. Knocked away by Lundry. Battle for it. Now moved over. Cahalan right at midfield. Cahalan gets it over. Now coming ahead with it, Lauka. Lauka gets into the middle third. Lauka feeding it down the near side of the pitch. Kate Brown trying to get it, and that just out the end line. Again in stoppage time here. 5 minutes of stoppage time. 8-2. AFC and Arbor with the lead. Goal kick quickly over there by Juarez. Juarez sends it down to Sibley. Sibley up the far side of the pitch. Sibley puts it onto the far touchline. Moved ahead over to La Cagnato. La Cagnato. Trying to get to it back over there is Lundry. Lundry pulling it down the far touchline. Now Burns racing ahead with it. Burns coming ahead. Burns ends up getting caught up there with Koch and going down. That'll be a free kick in the spot of menace for Michiana here in 5 minutes of stoppage time. 8-2. Again, warm day here. Still 86 degrees. Both teams have used substitutes, a couple hydration breaks. Try and keep those players going, keep them at a high energy level. All set there. I believe that's Lagcognato. So that was a yellow card on Coke. As that sent Michiana, as that just missed to the far side. Good opportunity, good action, Prisbillo right there. Again, 8-2 here in 5 minutes of stoppage time here at Hollway Field. Your next home game versus Detroit City FC here 2 weeks from today, 3 p.m. at Hollway Field. That will be the last women's squad game of the season. That arced ahead and into the fans in the stands. That out the near touchline. Played down, Ticazzelli fires it out the near touchline. Roberts waiting for a throw in there for Claire. Again in 5 minutes of stoppage time. As they get a ball from the ball that went into the stands, they'll roll it all the way down. Claire with the throw in on the near touchline. Claire. That moved over all the way back towards midfield. Tipped down onto the far wing. Now launched. Michiana rolls it all the way over to Claire. Claire on the near wing. Claire feeding it right back. Thomas brings it ahead. Now Hernandez trying to move it over to Lagcognato. Lagcognato bringing it ahead. Lagcognato feeds it over to Kennedy. Kennedy, that shot in. Good save by Prisbillo again. Prisbillo with another fantastic save here, 8-2. AFC and Arbor with the lead in stoppage time here. We should be mere moments away from the end of the game. As, excuse me, by the way, that was Brown in. So Holly Brown in keeper. I missed that as coming over. Soba with it. Soba work her way through. Soba ends up down on the pitch. That knocked away and fired all the way back. Down the far touchline, grabbing it, Lundry. Lundry on the far touchline. Quick throw in here in 5 minutes of stoppage time here. Trying to bring it ahead, Lauka. Or excuse me, Koch down the far wing. Popped up high. Ticazzelli gets it right back into the middle third. Played down by Soba. Coming down the far wing, trying to get to it. Oloni. That goes out the far touchline. Should be moments away from the end of the match as Ann Arbor has it. And that will do it. As that is the whistles. End of the match. AFC Ann Arbor 8. And Michiana Lions 2. So AFC Ann Arbor stops a 4-game losing streak with a huge win here at Hollway Field, making it 8-2. As I want to thank our camera person, Christina Wiseman, our director, James Wiseman. Again, we want to wish Mike Butler, our normal director, well, as he's battling, just got Lyme disease from a tick, so he's not feeling so hot. We hope that everything goes well and they caught it as early as possible. Hopefully Mike Butler will be all right. Again, the next game, 2 weeks from today, 3 o'clock, here at Hollway Field on the 30th versus Detroit City FC. 168 trees so far on the season donated. Thank you very much. My name is Mark Wiseman. Have a great rest of your weekend, and we'll see you in 2 weeks. Take care, everybody.